Good morning. Good
Good
afternoon.
good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Honestly,
night.
it feels like we're in a bigger time difference when we're 3 hours apart. So kind of truly could be like that when we're
3
recording.
hours might as well be 12, honestly.
Well,
Amen.
true.
Yeah. Yeah. 8 plus 3 minus 8. Mhm.
Too much math, actually. Um, Hello everyone. This is Fuck Wellness. I'm McKenna.
I'm Lara.
And I'm Mallory.
And who's that in the background, Mallory?
This is Fitz. He looks like a puppy, but he's not a puppy. He's our new dog.
He's an adolescent.
He's a puppy.
Mhm. Honestly, I feel like Ryan and I are waiting for the shoe to drop where we find out that he's actually like 8 months old and is gonna grow like 20 more pounds. Because he looks so baby.
He does
Um,
have like puppy face.
Yeah, he has a very puppy face, which is why when they told us he was 4, we were like, wow, looks real puppy for 4. And then when they said he was like 1.5 to 2, we're like, that makes a lot more sense.
Well, that's really cute that our dogs are the same age.
I know, I did that on purpose.
You guys were
Yeah.
pregnant at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I did not raise him. McKenna, major props, raised Douglas. I cannot take credit for the raising of Fitz.
But the future raising of Fitz, you can.
Sure. Yeah. But he's such a great dog that I feel like I need to shout out his foster families because they did really good work with him.
We love Fitz already. And we're going to see Fitz at the end of the month.
Yeah, we can talk more about it as we go, but yeah.
I'm like so giddy that there's another dog parent. It's so exciting to me.
It's been we can just hop into it, I guess, and talk about that unless we have anything else we want to start with.
No, tell us about Fitz.
Okay, so Ryan and I had been talking about getting a dog for a while. And I don't even remember what the specific beginning trigger was. I think Ryan had found a really cute dog online, maybe, or we were just looking around the shelter's website. And then we were like, well, why don't we just apply to the shelter? And so basically you apply to the shelter, not to a dog. And then once you are approved by the shelter, then you're able to go to their adoption events, which is where you actually adopt the dog. So we applied to the shelter, kind of being like, we'll see what happens. And then we had a phone screening with one of their intake people. It is a process to get a dog.
What did they ask you?
What our socialization schedule would be for it, how often would we take it outside, what would we do if it had obedience problems, what are things that we would return it for.
What would his religious upbringing be?
I honestly feel like I just said allergies, like if I'm allergic to it. And then I think
did they ask what his last name would be?
We did make its last name Powers, not gonna lie. Okay. It was just easier to write on his little on his little thing.
Yeah, instead of your 4
the first wee hand felt like it wouldn't really fit on there.
I would argue that Fitz is probably one of the only puppies that has his last name on his dog tag.
Fitz Powers.
But I love that.
Well, it's very formal. We call him Sir Fitz usually. So anyway, yeah, and so we talked to the intake coordinator on a Thursday, and he was like, yeah, there's our big adoption event is on Sunday, and we're like, cool, we're planning to go to that. So we went. No, okay, what triggered this, going back, is we went to an adoption event the week before, not having even applied to the place yet. And we ended up falling in love with this little dog named Brock. And we were like, oh my God, it's so cute. And then it literally got adopted at that event. And so we realized that you needed to be approved to adopt a dog there. So that's what got us to
They go
apply.
quick.
Yeah, they almost are all gone at every adoption event. So anyway, we're like, great, we'll go to the Sunday event. So we went to the Sunday event, and it's at PetSmart, and there are probably 60 to 70 dogs there with their foster like a foster person, and they're all like sort of like selling their dogs. You know, they all like have their pitch on like why you should, you know, get their dog. And they all have like handouts on like things you need to know about the dog. They always are like, what are you looking for? It's like, it's a very fun, like funny, like interview process almost. And so
They're
we
trying
went
to
in,
like pitch you their dog.
yeah, this, oh my God, it was so funny. Well, okay, I'll get there in a second. But Ryan had gone into this event finding this little dog on the website that he was obsessed with. I didn't think the dog was that cute. He thought it was like the cutest dog in the whole world. And so we go there and I'm sort of like, whatever. If I think this dog's cute, great, we'll get it. If not, you know, whatever. We get to the event, Ryan falls in love with this dog, like obsessed with it, just like so in love.
Are
And I'm like,
Fitz?
yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, like, I don't know. Like, it was cute, but it wasn't really the dog I was imagining us getting. And so I walked around and I like really fell in love with this little dog named Bambi. It's like a little beagle. And I was like really having this moment with Bambi. And speaking of the selling, like it was this dad and like this little girl who was like 4 or 5. And she's like, please take him. Please take the dog. We don't want him anymore in our home. Please take him. And the dad kept being like, shh, honey, like be quiet. And he's like, it's not because like Bambi's a bad dog. We're just like, you know, I think we're like ready to, you know, not have a dog for a while. And the little girl's like, do you want it? Here's the leash. Like,
oh my gosh.
So funny. So I brought Ryan over to meet Bambi because I was sort of like, oh, maybe he'll be open to getting a different dog. He meets Bambi and goes, no, I want the other. It's like, okay. So we walk up to the desk and basically it's all like a race. Basically, whoever meets the dog and goes up to the table first and puts their name down gets the dog.
Oh my
and
God.
So, yeah. And keep in mind, like most people are not looking for adult dogs. Like most of them are looking for puppies. So the puppies go in like 4 to 5 minutes. Like people find the puppy that they're looking for, meet it, run to the table. Like it's a whole thing.
That's
and so
stressful.
It is so stressful. And Ryan and I knew that we had a little bit more time because not as many people were looking for adult dogs. So anyway, eventually we walk up to the table and we're like, we're between 2 dogs. And they're like, you got to pick one, like pick which one you want and let us know. And we can move forward. And so Ryan and I are like, oh, back and forth, back and forth. I'm fighting for Bambi. He's fighting for Fitz. And hi, Fitz. Fitz is like, you didn't want me. And so finally, I'm like, fine, let's get, his name was King at the adoption event. Yeah, he just sat down behind me. And I was like, fine, we'll get him. Ryan had known from the very beginning he wanted this dog. I was like, okay, fine. So yeah, it was great. It took us 3.5 hours to actually get him. Yeah, he's really getting deep into he has a little dryness on his tail, so he's been fighting it a lot. It took us 3.5 hours to get through all the paperwork. We had to talk to the CEO of the rescue because he had been returned before. Like had a family had adopted him, returned him. And so they didn't want that to happen again. And so they were like super vetting us to make sure that we were going to keep him. So we had to talk to the CEO of the company or I guess of the nonprofit. She was just like making sure, you know, that, you know, you want him. And we're like, yep. Okay. And the foster family was so nice. It was this like couple and they had 3 dogs. And then they do like fosters occasionally and they were so close to foster failing on Fitz, which is like, for those of, I just learned this term like last week, which is basically when people like a foster has a dog that they're keeping for a couple weeks and they just end up adopting it instead of giving it back. So anyway, yeah.
Wait,
Fitz, yeah.
Do you know why the other family gave him back?
Yes, they said he was too aggressive, which is the most, like when they told us that and we met Fitz, we're like, I'm sorry, what? And now having had him for like 8 days, this boy is the least aggressive dog I've ever met.
And he already had a
whole
play
life.
date.
He already had a play date. Yeah. He's not aggressive, has not snapped a single time. Like we've seen him with dogs. We've seen him with children. We've seen him with like people, not aggressive. Our theory is that he does pee a lot. He's definitely like a very anxious peer. And so I think that this family got him and panicked, and you get your money back if you give a legitimate reason for returning him versus if you give a reason like he pees too much, they don't refund you. And so I think they said he was too aggressive so that they would get a refund, which is like really a dangerous thing to say because they put dogs down for saying they're too aggressive. So
I want to kind of have some words with these people.
I do too. I'm also like, what were you doing to this dog to make him aggressive? Like there's nothing that this dog would do to be aggressive. I literally go nose to nose to him with him all the time, like, and look into each other's eyes, and he doesn't do anything. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, it's day 8. Well, by the time you're listening to this, it'll be like day 20. But yeah, it's been a roller coaster of emotion. Yeah.
Do you feel like he's like a part of your routine now? Like pretty seamlessly with both of you?
Yeah, I think by the end of this week we'll get there. We now have gotten like the sleep stuff down where he will pretty much sleep from like 10:30 p.m. to 6 a.m. But at 6 a.m. he wakes up every day. Like without a doubt, 6 a.m. he whimpers until we let him out of his crate. And this morning we tested and we were wondering, like, is he whimpering because he has to go to the bathroom, or is he whimpering because he's just like up and doesn't want to be in the crate? And so today we didn't take him out. We just let him get into bed with us. Fell asleep instantly, slept for 2 more hours.
Oh yeah.
And so we're like, okay, is this a bad thing for us to start just letting him out at 6 a.m. or not? So yeah, I saw that funny thing that you guys posted of the like why you should never let a dog sleep in bed with you, and I sent it to Ryan because I was dying. That's so funny.
Isn't that funny? Because at the beginning I'm like, why would anyone ever make a video as to why dogs can't sleep in bed?
Yeah, honestly, Ryan and I have been joking about how we're gonna definitely just have Fitz sleep in bed with us in like a few weeks from now.
Slippery slope.
It's a slippery,
slippery slope.
He's just so tiny though.
Yes. I have so many opinions about this because people on like social media love to have opinions about if a dog sleeps with you or not, or like literally every aspect of training dogs someone is going to strongly disagree with. And it even like I do balance training with Douglas, which is like people who do like positive only are like, I can't believe you treat your dog like that because I have like the e-collar and a prong collar and stuff. It's so ridiculous. But so I've had people tell me like it's really not that big of a deal if he wants to sleep in bed with you. Like it's not going to be like a dominant thing that people think that it's going to be, because I don't know. It's an interesting.
I'm just listening to my intuition, honestly.
That's the best thing that you can do.
I feel like that's all I'm doing is just going with my gut. I also feel I feel like McKenna, but I feel very connected to Fitz and his energy. Oh my God. Buddy, I need you to settle down, my guy. Why can he suddenly not jump up on the bed? I feel very connected to his energy and like what he needs and wants. So, finally.
Oh, love me. Oh my God,
McKenna and Lara freaking out.
So cute.
Yeah, he's a simple dog. We
had
a really nice spooning session today while Ryan was at work, and I just like literally held him and we spooned for like 20 minutes before a meeting. It was wonderful.
Isn't it really a helpful self-regulation tool?
It's amazing. It's literally amazing.
It makes such a big difference. Like it's so silly, especially people who don't have dogs or don't have any animals or like didn't grow up with animals or whatever. I feel like sometimes people don't believe like how grounding they are.
No, it's unreal. It is unreal.
I just read an article about how like sleeping with your dog, like how everyone who's in bed, like all of your breath syncs up and it's like really good for your sleep.
Whoa.
Should I tape Fitz's mouth?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Does he snore at all?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, he's so
Does he snore?
Yeah, he does.
I'm obsessed that this is like Ryan's soul dog.
No,
Oh.
he's known from the very Lara, your ovaries flipping out right now.
I just want to cuddle.
Okay, for those of you who are not watching this on YouTube, which is actually everyone, Ryan
Some
is
people
behind
do.
me. Ryan is behind me, spooning with Fitz on the bed.
He's so cute. Oh,
So
look
actually,
at his
you should watch the YouTube so that you can see this.
Yeah, incentive.
his little belly.
They're really having a moment.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
But I will say, like, it hasn't all been like wonderful and perfect. You know, I feel like let me just get that out there.
I
that
feel like
there's
if
been-
it had been all wonderful and perfect, McKenna would have.
No, I'm not saying
No.
that like that. I just think that it's like, I don't know. I feel like when you get a dog, it changes your entire world perspective.
Totally.
Like, which is sounds dramatic, but it happens.
No, totally. And I honestly feel like Ryan takes on a lot more of the emotional labor of Fitz because he's home all day with him. So he's never really alone. McKenna, we've been talking about you a lot about how, like, I can't even imagine doing this by myself. Like, truly, it is like I'm exhausted splitting it with Ryan, and I can't imagine being responsible for it by myself.
A single mom who works 4 jobs. That's McKenna.
Once true. I feel like Lara is a co-parent. this
Not an
situation.
even amount though at all.
Yeah, I feel like you take on a lot of the leadership.
Yeah. Especially in his early days. That was a grind. I feel like it took me a full year to be like, I'm here and I'm settled with this. And I only now, like literally in the last month, feel like I'm bonding with him in like a healthy way. Because he listens to me now.
Because his brain is actually like
He knows how
so.
to be like a normal dog.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm really happy for you guys. Did you have like a moment where you were overwhelmed with your decision at all?
The only moment that I felt that was one of the first nights there was lightning and thunder, and he must have woken up and he started whimpering at like 2:15 a.m. And so we took him out to go to the bathroom. And in that moment, I was like, if I have to get up at 2:15 a.m. every single night to take this dog out, I will absolutely not be able to sustain this life. So that was maybe the only moment where I was like, wow, this is really a big deal. Ryan's had thousands of those moments. I think in the last week, he has had a lot harder time, I think, transitioning to having a dog and the restriction that it places on your life, especially because we can't leave Fitz home yet. He has too much separation anxiety, although we've been doing some tests and I think we're close to a point where we could probably leave him home for 30 minutes or something and then we'll work up to longer. But yeah, I mean, it definitely infringes on your ability to do things as a partnership. And like obviously solo too, but a lot of the things that we used to do together, you can't take a dog to it. So it's definitely a different situation.
Well, you have 2 babysitters coming in hot at the end of the month.
McKenna was like, oh, I'll take you out to dinner for your birthday. And I said, ma'am, I need you to watch Fitz so I can go climbing with Ryan. That is the real gift that we want.
I can provide that.
Yeah, that's literally all I want. Yeah, Isabella's dog sitting on Thursday night for us. And then I have a GW student dog sitting for us on Saturday night. So I'm building my infrastructure.
Nice.
Your support
slowly but
system.
surely. Yeah,
wow, amazing.
So I think we're feeling good. And my mom and stepdad come this weekend for my birthday. And so I'm excited for them to meet Fitz. And then we're going to drive Fitz up to Boston for Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
So I'm excited for all those things. The last thing I'll say, and then we can move off the dog topic, is just, I feel like having a dog has expanded my social interactions so much more. Like I could not have, I have not talked to a single person in my building before a week ago.
Wow.
And now every person I like interact with in the building is like, what a cute dog. And then we start talking and then we connect and it's wonderful. And I'm like, there's so many nice people in the building. This is so nice. And then we went on like a dog play date the other day with a friend. And I was like, this is a whole new world. Like I can have my dogs like deal with something and then I can talk to a friend. This is just magical. So I'm feeling like from a social perspective, it's really working for me.
Yeah.
I've met way more people. Like, I think that that's one of the reasons that I'm not so lonely. Is like Douglas as like a companion, but also in the world with Douglas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Douglas, no one can pass by that dog without getting sucked into the vortex.
No, he did a lot of like restaurant, like public things this past week when we were in Montana, and he's just like, I almost want to tell people like, don't say anything to this dog because I'm scared his head is getting too big with the social interaction.
Yeah.
But I get that, Mal. That's a fun part of it.
Okay, that's my major update. Who's next?
I feel like Lara needs to like blow
Yeah,
off
Lara,
some
let's
steam.
hear it.
I feel like I've been having like a ticking time bomb in my back of my head.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, guys. Yeah. I feel like this is kind of related to what we were just talking about though, with dogs regulating your nervous system a little bit, because I had like a no good, horrible type of day, and I got into the car really like upset, but having to hold Georgie on my lap because like we were just in the pickup truck, so Georgie had to be on my lap, and he like put his little head on like my arm, which is, I don't know, I feel like my dog is freaking 17, like every part of his body hurts, so when he even touches you a little bit, it feels so special because he can't really do a lot of that now because it's just everything hurts. So that was so helpful in that moment. But yeah, so my day, as I don't know, actually I'm gonna do some background because I feel like, Ken, you've kind of talked about our move, but I haven't really talked so much about my half of the move. My half of the move right now is a lot of just trying to find a job and applying to jobs, doing tests for jobs, interviews for jobs, whatever. And have we told the pod that we're moving to the Bay Area, right?
I think
We've said
you
that.
did on the last one.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Okay. Yeah. So Ken and I are moving to SF. I'm super excited. I just need some funds though. But
Why
as
would
we'll
you
talk
need
about,
funds? Sorry.
no reason.
Confused. Okay.
I'm so
Does
excited
it
to
cost
talk.
money to live there?
No, not at
It's
all.
one of the cheapest places to live, actually.
Yeah, I heard that it's a steal there.
Yeah, they give you grants. They give you money. So.
Yeah, it's
to
like
live there,
Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah, so super fun that we chose that area. But anyways, obviously just trying to find work. And I was gonna say I'm super excited to talk to Brooke next week because I feel like maybe my money mindset, I don't know, I just feel like I'm always talking to Brooke when I'm unemployed and searching for work, like just like last time. But I think that my money mindset has shifted so much in the last 2 years since we talked to her. But anyways, on Saturday, I had to drive to the Bay to basically go take a test for one of these jobs that I'd applied for. The jobs that I'm applying for, I'm applying to all types of jobs, but a lot of them are with government agencies, partially because they have great like perks that they have great perks, they have great benefits. Like I want to keep building my little baby pension that I have for my last government job. So I don't know, just all of these other things. But the thing about government jobs is they move so slowly. Like I applied to this job beginning of August, and I was just now at the middle of September going to go take this test. So I walk up to the test. I'm like 25 minutes early to the test. A bunch of people are sitting down, getting ready to go into the examination room.
Wait, this is today.
This is Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Saturday
the
morning.
context.
And I had like reserved my test time because there were testing times all day. So I'd reserved 2 p.m. for my test time. It was the last slot of the day. I got in and I was just like chatting with other people who were getting ready for the exam. And a lot of people had like pieces of paper, like printouts. And I was kind of like, what's that? What do you got there? And they were like, well, this is like the announcement, like the very first email that you got. And I think it was like August 20th or something that we got these emails saying like, you've been selected for the next round. You can take the test. But since then we'd gotten like 3 emails with like reminders and like, you know, don't bring a calculator, bring pencils, like all these other things. Never once in those reminders did it say like print out this one sheet of paper that you got weeks ago. But anyways, I couldn't take the exam. I got shut out. Like I tried to go into the examination room. The 4 of us that didn't have it printed out, we all got turned away. I've been studying for this exam for the past like week and a half.
I'm confused why you would need to print it out, that email.
Me as well. I showed her on my phone. I was like, you can see my name and you can see this exact correspondence. And she's like, you need it printed out.
Is this the 21st century? I'm confused.
It's actually 1988.
Okay.
So I was so like, and I was kind of stressing at the beginning because I was talking to this one guy and I was like, other people said that they printed out this thing. We still have 20 minutes from the exam. Like, do you want to just text me your thing and I'll go run to the FedEx? There was literally a FedEx 6 minutes walk away, a 6-minute walk away. And he was like, it's fine. Like, I already work for the agency. Like, it's fine. He was so relaxed about it. And so I was like, it's fine, Lara. Like, relax. No. So basically, I get turned away. There's like a wave of panic in me because I'm like, I've been studying for this exam for like a week and a half. I could have been doing other stuff. This job only comes out like once a year. It's not like a forever open enrollment. It's like a one-time thing kind of. So I just run out of the building and I run across the street to the hotel across the street. And I'm like panicked. I'm like, do you have a printer? To the front desk people. And they're like, are you a guest here? And I was like, no. Do you have a printer I can just use? I can pay you money. They were like, no. But as I was saying that to them, some guy was checking out of his room and he goes, oh, give her my room. Give her my key. Like, give her mine. But he had already like slid his key to them. And the 2 people at the front desk were just like, no. And he was like, the key's right there. Give it to her. And they were like, no. And so I was like, okay, thank you so much. So I leave, I run to the FedEx. I can't find the FedEx. I go into a Walgreens. They don't have a printer. I run to another hotel. It was just like a freaking mess. I was sprinting all over the city. I was like, people were like yelling after me on the street, like, are you okay? Like, do you need help? What's happening? Because I think I didn't look like I was ready for a run either. Like, I was wearing sandals, you know? Like,
I can totally imagine this. I can picture you.
My hair was down. Like, it was clear that I was not going out for a jog. I was like in a panic. So people were also I had just put on fake tan that morning. So I looked ridiculous with fake tan dripping down my face. I looked like I had like war paint on. It was so ridiculous. So yeah, finally get it printed out. I go back to the testing person. But yeah, she turned me away again. I was like on the verge of tears, had it printed out. She was like, no, test starts on the hour. I was like, I know, babe, I was here on the hour. You remember me?
I feel like I've been dealing with so many people recently who are just like, I think that they hate their jobs, which is hard, but their responses to you have been so just like not innovative at all. Just that's the rule. And sorry. And like, I don't know. Sometimes you got to bend them a little bit.
Yeah.
That situation makes me want to throw up. That is like my worst nightmare.
Mal, I got in the car. I was shaking.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, I would have
so upset because I was sweating. I was dripping sweat. I had just like, I was on the verge of tears. Thank God, like, you know, my dad drove me and was like a responsible operator of a vehicle because I was not cool. I was not okay.
No,
like
I
I was
would not
not
have been
okay.
okay. No.
And yeah, I just like, I agree, Ken. Like I honestly, even though like sometimes my past job wasn't super great and I would get upset, I've never felt like so much anger as I have this weekend. Because like I totally get people in their roles, and especially in government institutions, like there are rules. Like, there's not a lot of wiggle room, but I just feel like some of the people who, like the people at the first hotel, like if they had offered me that printer, I probably would have made it on time before she had checked in everyone else to the test. But like kind of not wanting to bend rules with that. And then I had another kind of altercation with someone on the phone today at the same organization for another job that they're trying to disqualify me for just like the stupidest, like,
well, this is actually an important thing because you've been talking to me a lot about this of like, these jobs need you to have certain California requirements, but you can't have them unless you have a residence in California, but you can't necessarily have a residence in California unless you have a job.
Right.
So it's like very, I don't know, if you were someone who was trying to break in and get a job and didn't have support from your family, it would be impossible.
No, it's all like, guys, hold on. I'm going to turn on the lights a little bit more. 1 second.
So much better.
Oh, so much better. Yeah, it feels like a trap. And there are just, even the whole process of me getting my California driver's license felt like this weird system trap where I realized that these systems are kind of in place to make it harder for people to get jobs or to be able to vote or to be able to get driver's license, because that's like the whole game is we're trying to restrict. But oh my goodness, it's so frustrating, especially like me on the phone today trying to explain to this person why it would be hard for someone to move to a place and get full registration, full driver's license, full everything if they're unable to get work to then live there. Like that one has to come first. And like, luckily I have a place I can stay here and I can stay with family. But I was just like,
the systems of oppression.
the systems. Yeah. And I don't know. I was thinking about it today, and I think it's extra hard. Not extra hard, but I think that there's like a little extra ping of like, like really, when the person who is kind of like crossing their arms at me and saying like, turn around, not gonna help you, is another woman, it feels extra like, really? Like, you can't just like let me use your printer for like a second. Like, I would hope that if the roles were reversed and some other person in need was coming at me so clearly in panic, I would be like, girl, I got you. What do you need? Like, do you need water? Like, but I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so this was Saturday.
This was Saturday, and then the infuriating phone call that I had today, or it was this morning. So Sunday morning.
Got it. Okay. Did anything else happen today that was bad, or was it just that?
I think it was just that. Ken, do you want to fact check me?
I don't think that there was anything else in particular, but I just feel like because we were doing like some co-working today, and I just showed up or whatever, Lara got there and I was like, okay, we're good. And like I'm doing my little emails, and Lara every like 5 minutes just like I just see her looking over, she's like making all these like faces. I'm like, are you good? And she was like, I just feel like everyone in this coffee shop is like looking at me like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I think that they are.
Yeah, I had a little meltdown.
In our defense, there was this person that was sitting by us at the coffee shop that was just being so much of a man. It was disgusting. Like, you know, when sorry if this is rude, if people think this is rude, but like, and also I've sworn off talking shit about men. So you know that this is a
If you go
real
like this,
thing.
it doesn't count. Cross your fingers.
I'm retelling a story. I'm not talking shit, but
Oh, true. Okay.
I have been doing a lot better with that. But basically this man just likes to wanted to just say facts out loud about life and things that he just like needs to be quiet about.
Like he was saying that to you guys?
No, he was
No.
talking to this other person who thankfully we did not have his ear because we wouldn't have survived it. But it was like, what did he say? He was like, I was getting burnt out from my marriage was one thing. And then,
Same, yeah.
and
Just like out of the blue, like, did you not have a photographic memory? Like,
he's just like, please,
Sick,
can you be
bro.
quiet? Like, come on now. And I think that always just feeds a little bit of rage.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly like it's funny because I don't think that I feel this amount of like often. And
No,
it's
you
either
definitely don't.
it comes out of me in the weirdest ways. I was so strange last night at dinner. McKenna and I got dinner with Jean Marie and her friend, and I felt bad for her friend because I was like, I don't know what I said all dinner, but I was saying something and I was laughing a lot. So,
But I think that this is good because I'm a big proponent of women specifically feeling rage and anger
mhm.
and getting to the deeper root of where that's coming from. And it's only going to get worse if you suppress it. So I think that
So true.
you're not doing anything that's unhealthy or damaging to yourself or other people. So like if you feel a little squirrely, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I remember we talked about this a while back. Like, we want you to be angry.
Yeah, and I'm working on it. This was good, honestly, good practice for me.
Yes, feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have anger very often either.
No. Only when it's like definitely
Deserved.
deserved. Yeah. It was just funny because it had all happened and then my dad and I were driving. And I was so upset. I was like, Dad, put on some music. Like I needed like help. And McKenna calls me. McKenna calls me in her drive and is like, hey, how are you? Or you said something like, hey, what's up? I was like, nothing.
Or are you applying to any jobs that you're actually excited about?
Pass.
Okay. Because I'm a little worried about you.
No, don't be worried. It's literally all that this is, and I'm fully aware of it. It is the universe taking me and saying, you stupid. No, you're not stupid. You silly, silly, silly goose. You're supposed to become a tattoo artist.
Yes,
Stop trying
this
to
is
stop
where
trying
I
to
was
apply
trying
to
to get
be
to.
stop
Yes.
trying to get a government job, which
Yeah.
valid. I'm so down to commit to that. I think there's just a little too much fear left over about me fully abandoning ship, and ship equals the working world and like
Mhm.
the systems that be.
Being
So
a tattoo artist is the working world.
yes, it is. You're right. It really is. But it's not the structure and comfort that I think other jobs offer. It's a little bit more loosey-goosey, which I'm down for. But you know I like structure. I love it.
You don't like it that much.
No, I don't like this kind of structure.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with what you are feeling, which is I feel like these jobs are putting off the reality
I know.
that you just got to believe in yourself.
Well,
I
and you want to
know.
hear something really cool. Lara has something planned for a day in September that will have already passed once this is out. And I feel
You
like
can say it.
if it's already passed, you're okay.
Yeah.
All right, this is gonna maybe hold you accountable. But
True. Oh, good idea.
yes, someone has a birthday in September, and that is Mallory. And Lara wanted to make an announcement that happens to be on your birthday, Mal. And today I looked into the date that it is. So Lara told me she was going to make this announcement and I didn't say anything, but I was like, interesting, because astrologically, it's not a great time to make an announcement or like start something new. But I was like, McKenna, stop that little voice. Like, it's not important at all. And so I just like was like, huh, whatever. And then today I was kind of cross-referencing, and it happens to actually be a really good day because it's right when the retrograde ends and there's a new moon and Venus in retrograde is over. And there's just like forward momentum kind of that I didn't think was going to be astrologically in the cards. Not that you have to wait if it's not astrologically, but I read that today and I was like, wait, Lara, it has to be the 15th.
It has to
Okay,
be.
what's the announcement? I feel like I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Lara.
I'm basically just announcing. I told you this on the phone. I'm announcing to people like I'm giving flash tattoos to people when I'm in Boston and then New York and then in DC with you.
Okay. It's like the kickoff to the business.
The kickoff, little mini kickoff to the business. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have a little publicity toolkit that we can use?
What's that now?
Oh, it's something we have to make it work whenever we launch campaigns.
Like a media
kit. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, but yeah, basically a media kit. Like, if you want us to help promote you, like I need some graphics.
Oh yeah, no, I'm working on it. It's coming along. Yeah, I have to make some flash too, and then like think about dates and times that I'd be able to take people.
Okay, so you're doing like flash where you have set ones that you are letting people choose from. Love that.
Yeah.
And you can rent me out if you need me to show my arm.
I actually need to take some really good photos of yours because it's healing perfectly.
Yeah, I'm like, can I just have that one?
But you can.
Yeah, you can. No rules.
No rule. Well, I want to be a good girl and pick one from the flash.
Yeah, be a good girl.
Be a good girl.
Okay, that was a little.
No, I'm so excited about that, Lara. And it's funny because I feel like you're going to be surprised by how many people want it. And you're going to be like, wait, I can just make a career.
That's what I literally said today, Mel.
No, I'm glad you guys have faith. I'm worried it's going to be like you and Ryan. That's all.
I
have like 7 people who have come up to me and asked for you to tattoo them specifically. Wow. And that's just after them seeing my tattoo.
Have we decided on charging situation?
We haven't decided.
Should we unpack it a little bit?
We can unpack it a teeny bit. I think that I have 2 kind of like counter ideas in my brain. The first is that like in the course that I did, Chloe was kind of like, your first few should definitely be free. Like you are still learning, and like no matter how much practice you do on fake skin, real skin always feels different, which I definitely feel is the case after doing McKenna's tattoo. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I dig that. I agree with that. But then there's the other counterpoint of me being like, I want to not really be a good example, but like advocate for myself and my time and my art that I've like spent time doing. But it's also like someone is kind of really trusting me. Like, yes, I've done maybe one great tattoo, not great, but good tattoo on McKenna.
It is great.
It is great. I didn't want to say it. You can say it.
And after you were doing it, you were like, oh, I thought I was going to give you a shitty tattoo. I was like, fuck.
That's like a prime spot to do a
I
tattoo.
No, well, McKenna, the thing is, I knew if it was going south, Chloe would jump in and save me. She would finish it for me. I did it all by myself.
When I saw that tattoo, I gasped.
Yeah.
No, I guess I feel like it's different for you to like do a free one for Ryan and me, where it's like, we trust you, whatever. But I think that you should charge for people on the flash stuff, even if it's like just what you were saying, like $15 donation would be like is encouraged or something. I don't know, however you want to figure it out, or $150.
Can I throw an idea into the ring?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay. I think that if you're going to do a free offering, so I feel like I went through this when I was starting my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One, I think you remain really firm to the number that you have, right? So if you're whatever number of free that you're going to do, like you stick to that, and that is that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't bleed over. But I feel like there's an opportunity to do like and just for like easy numbers, be like the first 5 people to contact me get a free flash, or let's say, because that's like your super practice era. The next 5 people will do donation, and then that's it. And then we're charging.
Yeah.
You know what I
but
mean?
yeah, I get that. But how would I even organize that or communicate that when I'm like, I'm going to be in Boston for 4 days. I'm going to be in New York for 4 days. I'm going to be in DC for 3 days.
I think that you just say the first 5 people to sign up. So that could be people in DC, right? But you just
True.
give them that slot.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
then, yeah.
Okay. Good point. Good point. Yeah, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to call, there's 2 people in my course who have like, I feel like it's fun to watch everyone in my course because I love everyone so much and I want them to all like launch off, as I'm sure they want me to do as well. But everyone's just grooving to the move of their own like timeline. And I don't know, it's fun to see like, because some of us have like taken a little bit longer to like launch our tattoo Instagrams or whatever. So I need to call some of them who are a little bit further along.
I could cry. I feel so good about it. Like I just
I do
feel
too.
I feel really good about it. Like exactly how I felt when McKenna started off. I was like charge the shit out of people because you have a gift. So you guys both have gifts and you need to utilize them.
Well, and I think that it's really telling that, and this is happening more and more frequently for me as well. It's like when you push something like this away, your other components of your life or work become really frustrating and difficult and sticky. And like Mal, I feel like you kind of scratch this itch by doing your Substack. You know, like there are things that you do too, but if you didn't have that outlet, it'd be like it's compiling and it feels icky, or maybe then work stuff feels stressful because you don't have that creative writing outlet.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's for me, like I just got turned away by a few different jobs. And at first I was like, oh, bummer. But then I was like, oh, well, my anxiety when I applied to that job was through the roof. So it's like, let's pay attention to that.
This week is 1 year of my Substack.
Holy moly.
Yeah. So my Substack this week is like reflecting on the last year. But out of curiosity, can you guys guess what topics were the most popular?
Your wedding?
Yeah. Well, that was one of them.
Okay.
So I have 5 that were the most that I put it in my newsletter as the most popular.
Anxiety.
And honestly, well, okay. The first 3 are all wedding related.
Okay.
Which I thought was funny. That
So like
the
wedding
3 most popular.
Wedding norms stuff.
Yeah, that was the most read one.
Yeah.
The after wedding?
Yeah. The top one was you don't have to wear a white dress, which was like the wedding norms one. And then the actual wedding recap was 3rd. And then the second one was the pre-wedding jitters one.
Oh yeah.
And then the final 2 are the kind of like,
are they early ones? Or how recent?
The 4th one is pretty recent. The 5th one is a little while back. The 5th one is the one that I was the most nervous about posting.
The
of all
sex
of them.
one?
But which one is the sex one?
Saying no to sex?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, you were really nervous. Is it recent?
Yeah, pretty recent.
Yes. Oh, I know which one this is. I know which one it is.
I think I had you proofread it.
Yes.
Because I was so nervous about it.
Yes, because you talk about bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called though.
It's called Is Body Neutrality Achievable?
Oh my God, I love it.
It was the one about how like my whole life is being afraid of being fat and how I know that's like not good. It's still like what I think about 70% of the time.
Yeah.
And then the 4th one is the shame of imperfection, about being a perfectionist. And they all like, it was funny because I was like, oh, these are all some of my favorite ones. Although I would say like less so to the wedding ones. I kind of just thought it was funny that those were the 3 most read because people love that kind of content, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, happy
It's
1 year to
popular.
me.
I love that. Mal, I would like to make a book with all your Substacks in them.
Yeah, I mean, that's on my radar. That's literally in my newsletter that I said I'm holding myself accountable by putting that in there that I'm going to do it.
So you're going to make a coffee table book?
I don't know if it's going to be a coffee table book. I'm more thinking like what's that book club book where it's like the series of essays that we read?
Oh.
Something Irby.
Samantha Irby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like not exactly like that because mine are like a little bit less humorous, but I'm thinking like something like that where they all kind of tell a story or have some sort of like social commentary.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Should we wrap?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't give any updates.
Oh my God, Ken. Well, you said at the beginning you didn't have any. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I really don't have any. I feel like all of my things are
Ken, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to skip you.
It's okay. I feel like everything that I have is currently brewing. It's not quite ready to be discussed on the pod. I need to figure out how I want to put language to it all, but
Can I just say that McKenna's energy is so different today than normal, and we'll unpack that at a different point.
yeah, we'll unpack that in a couple months when I know more. But yeah, I feel like I went on that big road trip to Montana, which I just got back from. So we're recording this a couple weeks early, and that was a really helpful road trip to basically like rule out places that I wanted to potentially live. So I feel like I got a lot of clarity on that, but I also got a lot of confusion on that because we have some plans for next fall, meaning me. Sorry, I sometimes say we when I like talk about myself.
Well, it involves all of us. So
yeah, true. And I feel really like I'm in the thick of even figuring out what I maybe want. So hopefully in a few weeks, I'll have some more concrete updates for everyone, but that's pretty much it. I'm feeling like I'm nearing the end of my ability to not have my own space in terms of a living situation. I am very close to some explosions in that area, which nothing is necessarily bad. And I've gotten to do a lot of really cool things during this kind of transient time, but we're coming up on like 2 months of not having a home, and I'm ready for a home, especially as someone who deeply craves time alone in my home.
Yeah.
I'm
it
ready
fatigues
for that.
you like none other. Being like
I looked at my face and I looked like I was 5 years older.
Yeah.
Because I just don't feel like there's decompression time. Like it's just not present.
Yeah.
When are you guys moving to San Francisco?
To be determined.
Yeah. We haven't signed any papers yet. So everything that I'm saying,
we're just finger crossing.
Yeah. We're finger crossing because it's kind of like, hopefully it'll be before October 1st, but probably October 1st. He's very relaxed, which we love in a landlord.
The landlord person?
Yeah. We have fires under our butts. I just like, it's so frustrating. Also, I hate losing things, and I feel like I've lost everything because I just have no idea where anything is after the move. So I was like, had peeled off all my nails and wanted to paint my nails, and thank goodness McKenna had just bought some nail polish because I was like, I have no idea where mine is. So
yeah,
small struggles, but they build up.
Yeah. I won't be able to move in until end of October, which is sad. But it's kind of a crummy thing because either way, like if I moved in when I could move in, Lara would get screwed. And if Lara could move in when whatever, I get screwed. So it's kind of like it just has to happen that way.
Okay. That's
Like
great.
Lara's gone all of September or end of September into October, and I'm gone all of October, beginning of October.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's
So
up to the
like,
landlord. Like it's literally not our choice right now.
Mm.
But either
Okay, well-
either way, it'll be available on the 1st.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Okay, moving on. I had something else and I forgot what it was, so we'll just call it a day.
Yeah. Other than that, she's just been making sure I don't get kicked out of business establishment. That's
Okay, I
McKenna's
do
job.
actually. I have a baby update and then we'll wrap. Today, I had this thing for work that I had to get on a meeting and I thought it was going to be with my boss. And at the last second, he couldn't go. It was just me. And I went on this meeting with people that were high up in like a tech company. And I really was like, I was really, really nervous because these felt like very strong, powerful, influential business women. And I was just sitting here being like, hello, I have a lot of serious questions for you. And it was a very kind of could have been a heated discussion. And I got off and I just felt such imposter syndrome of being like treated like an influential person in the business that I work for. And it was just a funny thing for me to experience, I think. Mal, it made me think of you because I was like, I think this is how Mal is at work. Like, just really like, you know your shit. Like, I was picturing you in their seats, like being like the boss ass bitch.
Yeah, I feel that way a lot. I feel like I am a content expert, which is nice.
Yeah.
Which I feel like you too are a content expert.
Thank you.
It's true.
Thanks. All right. Well,
Love you guys.
I love you guys. The next week we have, actually, let me start that over. Rewind. Next week we have our interviews starting back up again. Right?
I'm not even sure what order we're going to put these episodes.
We don't know what order the interviews are going to come out in, but this is going to come out at the end of September.
Yeah.
The last week before October. And October will kick up some fun things.
Spooky season.
That sounds correct. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
hey, no one ever called us professionals, so.
No, certainly not. Fuck professionals.
Okay. Have a good night.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.